Okay, what's going to start happening are these scumbags in our government, the New World Order, the Council of Foreign Affairs. They're going to start saying that asteroids are going to be coming to the Earth, asteroid fields. These are lies. They're going to start heavily promoting aliens and the disclosure of aliens. Like I said, there's a mandate in the stimulus that just gave everyone a $600 check to disclose all alien information within the next 180 days. That mandate was in the stimulus package. Now, this is the thing. Demons are spiritual entities, okay? And Biden's campaign slogan is true. This is why I'm saying this, because his campaign slogan is battle for the soul of America. The soul is spiritual, it's not physical. Okay? And demons are spiritual entities that are impersonating aliens. All right? So when they do try to produce aliens for you on a stage, they are demonic entities from the earth impersonating aliens. Now, another thing that these scumbags are going to do, and this started in after World War II, Operation Paperclip, when all these Nazi scientists who were escaping war crimes beat trial or, their atrocities being heard at The Hague, they came over here to America, and Werner von Braun and his compatriot Nazi scientists formed NASA. Okay, and these scumbags were over there in Germany experimenting on people. All right, they weren't just making lampshades with Jewish people's skin. They were creating abominations. They were mixing human DNA with animal embryos, and they were creating all manner of abomination, okay, in the pursuit to get eagle vision, gorilla strength, or whatever type of nonsense they were saying. They were mixing human DNA and genomes with that of animals and their embryos, animal embryos and human embryos. They were, sticking animal DNA in human embryo and vice versa. And they did create abominations. So, when they do produce aliens, it'll be demonic entities impersonating probably these abominations they've made in laboratories. They've been doing this for 70, 80 years. Perfecting these abominations. Okay, that's what I believe. And from the information I have and what makes sense and what can be verified, that they are going to present to you an abomination of something standing there that's the combination of a human being and an animal. Alligator, lizard, your reptilian nonsense. Reptilians do not come from other planets. There are no other planets. The Earth is not a planet. Okay, the Earth is not within the sky. But that's another video. There are no other worlds. The three-dimensional physical reality we live and exist within is right here on Earth. Okay, it doesn't exist nowhere else. The ground we stand on and the sky we look up at is not infinite. Space is a blatant exaggeration of our night sky. It does not go on forever. Okay. All right. Groups of stars are not galaxies. They're just star clusters. They're not other galaxies. All right. So aliens, you figure to yourself, okay, you get the part where they're demonic entities within whatever body that they're using. So they're going to use these abominations that they've made in laboratories because they don't have souls like regular men who are made by God. Okay, they don't have regular souls, so those things will be demonically possessed. That's probably where this reptilian nonsense comes from. Okay, there are no other worlds where reptilians are coming here and all these different races of aliens. I don't follow that, okay? Now, people could be making this shit up from what they see. You know, people are attacked when they're sleeping, sleep paralysis. You know, that's demonic entities that are causing that. Those are real attacks, you see. So when aliens come, they're going to have something on the stage. Okay, and I know that demons, I don't like to say angels in the same breath with demons, but both are spiritual entities. They are not physical matter. Okay, the fourth dimension is the spirit world. We live in a three-dimensional reality, up, down, and width. Okay, three axis. The fourth dimension is the spirit world. Okay, and God is a spirit. Angels are spirit. When you die, your spirit lives on. It's immortal. Only one can make it not immortal. That's God. He can kill the soul. Only God. Okay, so you would ask yourself, when these aliens come, and when you know that a demon is spiritual, it's not physical, you have to ask yourself, well, how the hell are they going to stand there? Okay, and then you realize from other research what these German scumbags and American scumbags and scumbags in Switzerland and for their fake search for immortality and this to enhance the human body, they have been creating abominations for a very long time. Okay, and this probably also occurred thousands of years ago, and that's where we get like these satyrs. I don't know how to pronounce it, or minotaurs. I had a problem with my head a couple years ago. I had an aneurysm, and some words are hard for me to pronounce now, or to get a grasp on. All right, but that's probably where these half human bodies with horse legs, you know, or goat hoof, goat legs and stuff. Those mythical creatures, they probably really existed. I'm not saying they did, but they probably did. Okay, that's probably where those beliefs and traditions come from, and they've been doing it again. They've been mixing human DNA and genome and embryos with that of animals. Okay, and they've been creating abominations, and I believe those are going to be the carcasses they use, that these demonic spiritual entities are going to possess, because they can possess people too. And when you got a real evil individual, he's most likely possessed by a demonic entity. Okay, Jesus exorcised many of them. One guy had hundreds of demons in him, the legion, and they all went out into the pigs, and the pigs committed suicide over the cliff, jumped into the water, you know. But I promise you, and if you go look at the thousands of pages in the stimulus package today, the 5,000 plus page stimulus package, it's there, a mandate for them to release within 180 days all the UFO data, and that's going to be some of the great deception, the alien deception, signs and wonders from Matthew chapter 24. But I forgot what the guy's name is who's real big on reptilian stuff. He's a scumbag. One of my brothers, I think, are into him because they talk about the reptilians, like Biden is a reptilian. No, he's not. No, he's not. There are no reptilians that come from other worlds. That's ridiculous. And demons are spiritual entities. They are not physical. So if there is something standing there that's of a physical manner that they're going to try to present to you as a reptilian or some sort of life form from another planet, which no other planets exist in reality, it is something man-made by mixing with animals, animal embryos. I mean, they take animal embryo of a goat and inject it with human DNA, or they let it get so far along and inject it, and vice versa, you know. to the human embryo. They shoot all types of shit into it along different stages of its growth. You know what I'm saying? They've done stuff with pregnant women and injecting them. I mean, these scumbags have performed all manner of abominations and crimes against humanity, against their prisoners that they ran these tests on. And you can look at Operation Paperclip. Even scumbag group Google will tell you. Werner von Braun from Nazi Germany, when we kicked their ass supposedly at the close of World War II, these scumbags have proposed to have come over here and help us build rockets. The V-2 rocket was already in existence. They were already employing it at the close of the war. They come over here, they're a military propaganda machine. NASA. All they use is artist renderings, conceptions, composites, animations, augmented virtual reality. They blast a rocket off and it traces under the firmament. That's why it does that arc. And then it goes back down and flies out of view, where they always switch to CGI animation of a rocket and with the camera on the back fuselage. Okay, there's no satellites up there. If there were, we could watch all this transpire from the Earth. We could watch the rocket blasting through the atmosphere, enter space, dock with the high altitude drone ISS. And we'd see all that, but we don't. The technology they say we have, we don't see. We just hear it in verbal form or written form. We don't see none of it in real time. There's no satellite I can rent. Thousands of satellites in orbit, but you can zoom in on the moon with very good zooming optics and not see one satellite traverse the moon. Okay? There's no satellite company I can go pay $500 to rent a satellite for 4 or 5 minutes where I can zoom in on my family in real time. We don't have none of that. People are so stupid. What this video is about, the common deception that these people are going to unleash on us, and many are going to fall for it. Okay, they're going to start saying asteroids are coming. There are no such thing as asteroids. Okay, past our atmosphere, it's only lights, electricity, magnetism, maybe some plasma, and water, and gases of different densities. Okay, I don't believe there's rocks and stuff that float past the Kármán line. Once you get past the Kármán line, stuff will float. That's ridiculous. Gravity does not exist. They can only show you what it does. There is no gravity itself. Okay? For something to be real, a person, place, or thing, it must possess presence and substance of itself. For something to keep that lamp on the table, it would have to propagate from a point A to a point B. And there is no propagation of current, field, wave, beam, ray, or particle. There is no instrument or device that can directly detect whatever gravity itself is. They can only show you stuff falling or say what it's doing. Cavendish experiment, one ball getting closer to the other. None of them directly detect gravity itself. Okay, no interaction, no engagement or engulfing of whatever gravity is. It would have to engage, engulf, or interact in some way with that tablet on my table there to keep it on the table through some form of propagation from point A to B and B back to point A, which would be the center of the Earth. Okay, they can't, there's no current, field, wave, beam, ray, laser, particle, nothing. It's not real, it's not tangible. The best they can do when talking about gravity itself is say phenomenon. Okay? Oh. Yeah, I was interrupted, and I just lost my whole train of thought. But the bottom line is that the media, they're going to start covering the incoming asteroid fields and aliens, probably fake Planet X, Nibiru, and and its occupants in the Anunnaki. This is a fake planet, they say, that comes into our solar system every 20,000 years, and which enables this planet to some, like dock with Earth or get close enough to Earth to where the aliens can visit Earth. They visited the ancient Sumerians, and that's where they got all their gods from, and they wanted to harvest gold from the atmosphere, some type of monatomic gold. All lies and ridiculousness. Oh, God. These are demonic entities from Earth that are impersonating other aliens from other worlds. It's coming. You will see. These scumbags have been... come on, what's wrong with the... They have been impersonating aliens from other worlds for a long time. They are demonic spiritual entities, okay? And a lot of people like to bring Genesis chapter 6, I believe, where the sons of God, who I believe were the sons of Seth, probably. But how can fallen angels see the daughters of man and think they're beautiful and then mate with them and make giants? How can they? They're spiritual entities. How can they make human bodies with DNA and then go mate with the daughters of man to make giants? God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is the only one that can make male and female. No one else. Okay? If you read Genesis chapter 6 clearly, it does not say that the sons of God going in unto the daughters of man produce giants. It just says that giants of renown were around in those days. Okay, I used to think that fallen angels are the ones that produce giants. Giants did exist. All right, but I'd like someone to explain to me how demonic entities, being the fallen angels, and how could they even be described as sons of God once they fell from heaven? They are no longer sons of God. Lucifer is no longer Lucifer. When he fell, he became Satan. He is no longer Lucifer, and they are no longer sons of God. Okay, and even angels that are still in their first estate, serving the Lord, cannot make themselves human bodies. They can. Only God can do that. Okay, now there's, in the English King James Version, I know it does say, let us make man in our own image. But I haven't done it yet, but I would have to go look back at like the Septuagint and the original, what it originally says, because our language, messes stuff up a little bit. But at present, in my opinion, the only one that could make human people is God. God made man in his image. Okay, so that verse is more clear. Not in our image. He made man in his image. Okay, and spiritual, fallen, demonic entities cannot make physical bodies with DNA and go in and have a good time with the daughters of man. I think the sons of God were the sons of Seth from Adam and Eve. These were very tall people themselves, Adam and Eve, and lived a very long time, almost 1,000 years, and they were very blessed. Okay, and God didn't want Seth messing around with these other nations or few other people. So, but anyway, these scumbags have been creating abominations, mixing man and animal, as they did back in the old days. Enoch and Genesis, where with Noah, says that God would destroy everything because they had corrupted themselves. How could animals corrupt themselves unless man did it? By doing these mixing and creating abominations. So the animals had to go too. So God told Noah to go pick these and those, or he would supply them to Noah to round them up. I'm sure Noah didn't go search the whole world and go to Africa for elephants and this and that. God probably brought them to him, but untainted animals, because all the other ones had to be destroyed. You know, so they were doing it again. And my knowledge, it began during World War II when they would grab all these Jews and other prisoners and start screwing around and mixing them with animals, trying to get gorilla strength, immortality, or eagle vision. So these demonic entities are spiritual. They cannot produce in a physical form. They can possess a human body and move around like that. And they can possess the abominations that these scumbags make in laboratories since World War II. So know this, that when they do start coming with the asteroid fields, incoming asteroids, and the alien shit, know that time is short, they're liars, and aliens are demonic entities, okay? And I hope you people remember, you should know this yourself. Okay, a lot of people who are into the flat earth know the truth. It exposes so many lies and deceptions we live under. It shows that our government is ran by a script they play by. We don't elect presidents, they select them. Okay, they're all friends behind the scenes. So I guess that's going to be about it. Have a good night, and don't forget to call on the name of the Lord, because the end times are coming. Biden announced through his campaign slogan, "Battle for the soul of America." The soul is not physical, it is spiritual. Okay, and the earth is not flat, okay, because there's hundreds of mountains and valleys. Okay, whatever the earth is, it is built on a flat level foundation, and it does not move. The Hebrew ancient conception of the earth is what I follow. Good night.